It's the big one, the 5A Class Finals for the state championship in Louisiana. Welcome to the Gatorade Superdome Classic. Doug Joubert and Renee Nato, where tonight the West Monroe Rebels take on the Shaw Eagles. And this game sets up a couple of teams. One big, huge defense, West Monroe. The Shaw Eagles that seem unstoppable on offense.
This is the dream match that everyone has been waiting for. Class 1, 2, 3, 4A. Whoever watched the other games are sticking around for this one. This is going to be a heavyweight bout.
First off, on the Shaw side of things, we'll start with a quarterback, Derek Joseph. This kid is unbelievable.
Derek Joseph is unbelievably fast. He is the cousin of Vance Joseph. Back in 1987, his cousin won the state title, and he wants to duplicate that feat here this evening.
On the defensive side of things, Lee Rogers, who roams the defensive secondary.
Lee Rogers plays that safety spot like a Gary Fensick. Boy, he's a mean tackler, gets his hands on the ball, can really make things happen for the Shaw Eagles defensively.
West Monroe Rebels, one of the best defenses you'll find this year, period, bar none. Adam McConaughey mans it at the linebacker position.
Adam McConaughey, what a great athlete he is, number 44, all-state performer. He was good enough to play flanker back 2 years ago for West Monroe, and you'll hear his names quite often. 6'5", 230, runs a 4.5 one of the best linebackers in the state of Louisiana.
And most of the time when you talk about offense, you talk about the key players in the backfield. Not this time. This is an offensive lineman, Brad Smalling, that is, to say the least, huge.
6'8", 340 pounds.
Oh, man.
I'll mention Tony Baselli. That's what he's going to be like. They're penciling him in to play on Sunday afternoons. They think he may be the best offensive lineman in the entire country.
West Monroe Rebels 13-0, taking on the Shaw Eagles at 12-1. The state championship for the 5A classification coming up at the Gatorade Superdome Classic.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 17th year of Louisiana Superdome State Championship Football. Meeting in the center of the field for the toss of the coin, the respective captains for the Archbishop Shaw Eagles and the West Monroe Rebels and the graduating seniors for both teams. The officials are from the Lafayette area. The referee is Bob Hebert. The head linesman is Ronnie Lajeunesse. The line judge is Wayne Theriot. The umpire is Ed Marquet.
He's hit, and it is
The back judge is Ron LeBlanc. The field judge is Jesse Dupuy. And And the clock operator is Tiff Tate. Once again, these officials are from the Lafayette area.
White has won the toss and is deferred to the second half. Green will receive.
West Monroe won the toss, chose to make the decision at the beginning of the second half. Archbishop Shaw will receive. West Monroe will kick off to defend the south end zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5A State Championship game, the 1997 Gatorade Superdome Classic. First, the visiting team from District 2 5A with a record of 13-0, the West Monroe Rebels. And the home team from District 9 5A with a record of 12-1, the Archbishop Shaw Eagles. Would everyone please stand for the playing of the national anthem to be performed by Miss Rita York, accompanied by the Archbishop Shaw Eagle Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Neil Knockan.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention to the center of the playing field for the presentation of the 1997 Sports Care Coaches Award. Representing Sports Care, State Director Mr. Ty Henry. The first award, 1997 Sports Care Coaches Award, goes to West Monroe Head Coach Don Schau. The next award, the 1997 Sports Care Coaches Award, goes to Archbishop Shaw Head Coach Hank Tierney. The Louisiana High School Athletic Association once again thanks Sports Care, the official healthcare network of the LHSAA. It's 5A, it's the state championship. It's for all the marbles. Let's get ready to rumble!
This is for the big one, the Class 5A Finals. The Gatorade Superdome Classic from the Superdome, West Monroe and Shaw. Doug Joubert, Rene Nato. West Monroe won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. So they'll be kicking things off. Eric Briggs teeing it up at the south side 40. Back deep to receive. Chiron Carey, Sean Weber, Ronald Bellamy. Carey, the man in the middle between the other two. At the 5, there you see Briggs ready to crank it up, and Carey right there. Defense against offense, that's what everybody's saying, Renee.
Well, both teams possess strength on either side of the ball, so it's two fully equipped teams, believe me.
A squibber that rolls into the hands of Carey at the 10. Up to the 21. And that's where Shaw will take over the Eagles. Have Sherrod Pack, Kevin Scales, Torrey Tolley, Jason Rishu, Chris Joseph across the front line. Terrell Harris, Ronald Bellamy are the outside guys. Jared Cavalier, sorry about that, at the tight end position. Derek Joseph, your quarterback, and behind him, Aaron Mitchell and Brandon Carey. We'll check the defense for West Monroe momentarily. Bellamy and Harris to the far side. Mitchell and Carey split behind Joseph on this 1st and 10 from the 21, and Joseph wastes no time to stand up and change the play. Sort of a mix-up as Joseph and Mitchell bump into each other. Carey, that is, bump into each other. Carey picks up 3 off the right side, up near the 24. For the West Monroe Rebels, a 4-man front. Terrence Tarver, Brian West, Josh Deason, Jason Ledoux across the front. The 3 linebackers, Adam McConaughey, who we talked about before the game, Keith Carter and Mike Tubb, Chess Hill, Michael John Leonard, David Cole, and Jay Jackson in the defensive secondary. Gain of 3, it'll be 2nd down 4 officially, 2nd down and 6, just shy of the 25. Joseph again stands up. Looks like he's changing the play again. 3 receiver set, no tight end. Option play. Nowhere to go for Carey. He loses the 4 that were gained plus 1. Looks like Brian West, the man to make the tackle. One of the first there in a white jersey, a loss of 6.
And Brian West is a defensive end, a junior, 13 tackles for losses, 6'3", 240, 4'8", in the 40-yard dash. He's been a 3-year starter since his freshman year, number 64. Look, McConaughey kind of makes sure that Joseph pitches, but good fill right here by Brian West, and he'll be the next big superstar defensively to come off that Rebel defense.
3rd and 11 from the 30. Derek Joseph with a split backfield. 2 receivers near side. A snap from center into the air, and Joseph picks it off and gets back to the line of scrimmage, or does he lose one? He loses one back to the 19. That snap from center never really got to Joseph correctly. And so a 4th down coming up, and Jeremy Helton will be called on to punt.
You can look at Derek Joseph, and he can kill you with his feet. 4.42 in the 40, 10.4 in the 100 meters, but nowhere to run. And Adam McConaughey, we'll talk about him all night. He closed the door on Joseph.
Back deep to return, Tremesian Davis. And Helton puts a squibber up. Takes a Shaw bounce, picked up by Davis at the 40. Boom! Hit at the 45. That was Aaron Mitchell that came up and made the boom stop. 41 yards on the punt and 5 yards on the return. It'll be 1st and 10, West Monroe with good field position at their own 45. We'll go ahead and check the West Monroe starting offensive lineup. Across the front line, Rodney Reed, Ben Saunier, Chris Horrell, Brad Smalling, and Josh Pate. We'll get to the rest of them momentarily. On this 1st and 10, West Monroe at their own 45. The quarterback, Lane Laborde, brings them up with the I formation. In motion is Kenny Robinson. Back to throw, Laborde rolling out under pressure. Looking deep, caught. Is it in bounds? Yes. Nice catch on the out pattern to Tremesian Davis, who actually was the tailback in that last formation, not Robinson. Davis had come in motion and made the catch for the 1st down.
He's got good hands, got 12 grabs, excuse me, on the season, and a real tough throw by Laborde going his left. Oh, wow, that was really close as he came down with his heel inside, wow. But they called it a completed pass for a 1st down, and the Rebels, first play, pick up 10.
Davis out, in comes Kenny Robinson as the deep tailback behind Willis Britton, your fullback. Britton off the right side bulldozes his way for 6, maybe 7 yards up across the 35. Jeff Brackett comes up and makes the tackle for the Eagles. The rest of the offense has Marcus Turner and Casey Shows, the son of head coach Don Shows, as wide receivers. B.J. Welch is your tight end. We'll get to the defense for the Eagles momentarily.
Willis Britton had a pair of 80-yard jaunts against Jesuit, 85 and 81, both coming in the first quarter. So lightning strikes early for the Rebel offense.
2nd and 3 and motion on the line. This will come back 5 yards. It gives us a chance to talk about the Shaw Eagles defensively across the front line. Daniel Neville, along with Brady Mills, Doug King, Brian Theory. Linebackers have Jeff Brackett, Dax Foster, who was hurt last week, injured an ankle but is back this week, and Chris Vaughn. The defensive secondary, Gregory Brooks, Lee Rogers, Zach Aaron, and Rutledge.
Got a good look at Don Shows, and West Monroe big across the front. It's a mismatch, whoever they play against.
2nd and officially 8. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Not much for Willis Britton. That was Theory that came up and made the stop.
And the senior Theory mans that right defensive end, comes shooting through the gap. Did a great job. He came from the weak side, made the stop on Laborde before he did any damage. And Theory comes blowing in with that 4.7 speed. 33 stops on the season.
That's a loss of 1. 3rd down and 9. Laborde, quick pitch. That's Robinson looking for the wide side and get it. Will he have the first down? He's very close, near the 32. A couple of Shaw Eagles combining on the stop, including Rogers from his defensive back position. Very, very close. They say no, he didn't get it. It's 4th down and inches at the 32.
Good kick-out block right there by Tremesian Davis. Allowed him to get up too close to the first down, but it's going to be short yardage. And this is
4-down territory.
Check time.
Yep.
Check time right here.
Don Chow says go for it. 4th down and inches. Laborde, your quarterback. High formation. Britton and Robinson behind him. Pitch, Robinson fumbles it out of bounds, and it'll belong to Shaw as it goes out of bounds at the 38. Looks like the pitch was toward Robinson, but Robinson looked like he just lost the ball.
Well, Theory and Chris Vaughn collaborated. Watch, they made the pitch go a little wide.
And the ball just ends up going right out of bounds. That'll be a 1st and 10 Shaw at their own 34-yard line. Your quarterback, Derek Joseph. Split formation behind him, Mitchell and Carey. Double tight end set, and Joseph stands up and tries to change the play. Option this way. Keeper. Oh, man, boom. David Cole says hello to Derek Joseph at the 39. A gain of close to 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 with 7:20 to go in this first quarter. No score. West Monroe and Shaw in this Class 5A state final. Derek Joseph, indecision, but a good job of not being decisive because he kept this defense stringing out. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Shaw at their own 39. Joseph, with this high-powered offense behind him, has Rishu jump a little bit early. So that now will bring up a 2nd down and 10.
On the offense, 2nd down.
So now 2nd and 10. The ball spotted at the 34. Is this one of these games where you're going to end up, the guys that makes the most mistakes will be the ones on the short end of the stick?
I'll say one thing, that the special teams may play a bigger role in this game than you would think. When you got 2 high-powered offenses that can strike from anywhere in the field, sometimes it comes down to special teams.
2nd and 10 from the 34. Joseph. Lone setback is Mitchell. Back to throw. Nope, he'll run. Flag down, and Joseph eats it at the 30. Flag thrown right into the middle of the offensive line. 3 men in the pattern, and it really didn't work out.
3rd down.
Usually when you throw a flag right there, it means holding. It is. 6:23 to go, first quarter. No score between West Monroe and Shaw in this Class 5A matchup. A classic matchup that everybody talks about Shaw's offense, and then everybody talks about West Monroe's defense.
Well, one thing about West Monroe, with their starters in the lineup, they're only allowing 5 points per game for their opponent. So it is very tough going. 5 points per outing.
Oh.
Holding on the offense. Penalties decline. Third down.
That's because of a loss of 4 yards back to the 30-yard line when Joseph was caught back there on the delay.
And as Brian West
Ooh.
pulling him down by his shirt tail, and
Mike Tubb really waylaid him. Wow, did Tubb get a hold of him? Loss of 4. It'll be third down, 14. The ball spotted at the 30. Joseph has yet to attempt to pass. This may be it. 3 receiver set. Back he goes. The blitz is on. Plenty of time, though. Tipped as it goes over the middle. Caught anyway at the 50. Terrell Harris, with the ball behind him and tipped, was able to come down with it at the 50 and get forward to the 46-yard line for a first down.
big play by Terrell Harris, and he was right in the middle seam, and a great throw by Derek Joseph. And Terrell Harris shows why he's so well thought of. They think he may be the best wide receiver in the state of Louisiana. So many schools looking for. That's a fingertip catch.
Man.
That's a big-time catch. Florida, Miami, Tennessee, and Tulane, along with Kansas State, are after his services on the next level.
24 yards on the reception, 1st and 10 at the West Monroe 46. Joseph fakes the handoff. Here's a pitch. Little bit of room for Brandon Carey as the senior tailback clears the right side for about 3.5. On the tackle, Michael Freeman, the junior cornerback, along with Adam McConaughey.
McConaughey, he is so, I'm going to tell you how good he is. He got the Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year in 1997. Who got it last year? Travis Minor, who now plays for the Florida State Seminoles. They feel he's the best player in the state of Louisiana. Adam McConaughey, he's already committed to the LSU Tigers. Good look at Don Schaus right there.
Former collegiate assistant coach decided to come to West Monroe. After the gain of 3, it'll be 2nd down and a very short 7. Joseph again standing up on this double tight end set and changing the play. On the counter, nothing there for Carey. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. There were a lot of white jerseys around the ball. Mike Tubb, one of those, along with Terrence Tarver.
8 men in the box for the Rebels, and good tackle there by Mike Tubb. Mike Tubb's one of these guys that he's a team leader. Doug, if practice lasted for 8 hours, Mike Tubb would be having a great time by the time practice ends. He just loves it, all heart.
Sounds sick to me.
You can't judge him by his size. He's a fire-up guy. He's a senior, 5'10", 190 pounds, but he plays a strong side linebacker for the Rebels.
That's how much time's left in the first quarter. Joseph on the quick slant in. Nice defensive play at the very last second by the man you were just talking about. Nope, that's a different player, Jay Jackson, the cornerback who is running step for step with Terrell Harris. It falls incomplete, and a 4th down and 7 coming up. It looks like the punting unit will be back on Jeremy Helton to do the honors. Nice pass.
Got a couple of picks on the season and a good breakup right there. Jay Jackson, 4.65, not real fast, but he's a leading tackler in the secondary. He's got 50 stops to his credit, and big-time defensive back.
Tremesian Davis back to retrieve this punt from Helton. No pressure at all. Oh, beauty. Oh, beauty. Davis watches it sail to the 10, then takes the ball and is nailed. Terrell Harris, one of those that got him right there at the 9-yard line. A gutsy play for Davis to take that one in. Wow.
Good rotation on this ball, and I tell you what, I would think that Coach Schau may have a talk with him about that, taking the ball inside the 8. Very dangerous decision there, and it did prove costly.
John Paul Rhodes, a sophomore, also in on that one. It'll be 1st and 10. West Monroe at their own 9-yard line. On that punt, 41 yards. I formation, handoff. Nope, fake handoff. Now they're going for it. Oh, can't get to his wide receiver, Casey Schaus, who is covered step for step by David Rutledge, was it?
That was That was Dallas Chason applied the coverage there. Number 15,
Gotcha.
I believe.
Yeah, it was. Dallas Chasson.
And
Really?
Shaw's with 4.5 speed. He's son of the coach, as you mentioned. 17 grabs, 8 touchdowns. He's averaging 30 yards per catch, and so he's a big-time threat. He will stretch that defense for the running game.
Incompletion. The first pass thrown, second pass that is, thrown by West Monroe. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now at the 9. Turning around and sparking signals is Laborde. On the option, keeper to the 12. He may have gotten 3 out of that. 3:35 and counting to go in the first quarter. No score, West Monroe and Shaw here in this Class 5A state final game.
Usually Shaw plays a 4-man front. They've been employing a 5-man 50 look, excuse me, and Laborde nowhere to go, and he took some shots from green jerseys as the Shaw Eagles converge on him. Looking at a 3rd and 8 as we're winding down here in the first quarter, Doug.
At the 12. On the delay, Robinson tripped up in the backfield. Ryan Theory in there from his defensive end position to grab the shoestrings of Kenny Robinson for the loss.
Comes shooting in from the right defensive end position. He's got 6 sacks to show you how he's always spending time in the backfield and just chopped the would-be runner. That's Kenny Robinson. Chopped him down before he can cause any damage. Punting situation.
And on to punt is Caleb McConnell for West Monroe. Usually a tight end. High sailing kick. Caught, dropped. Nowhere to go for Chiron Carey. 38 yards on the punt. No return as Adam McConaughey is in there and bangs it up. West Monroe giving up, though, good field position to Shaw now as the Eagles will have it 1st and 10 at the Rebels' 48-yard line. You said that special teams are going to make a difference in this ball game.
Yeah, Adam McConaughey, who's a defensive stalwart, makes it down and makes a big tackle on defense that time. And so you see starters playing a major role in special teams, and Adam McConaughey came up with a mighty big play that time.
1st and 10, Shaw. At the Rebels' 48, single back, that's Mitchell. But Joseph back to throw. It's got a man out there. Ooh, incomplete, intended for Harris. He was unloaded on by Michael John Leonard. Sort of feel like laundry out there, huh?
Well, Leonard is good enough to play cornerback. Louisiana Tech, Northeast, Northwest Louisiana, Baylor, and Texas think so. 4.4 speed. He roams from his free safety position and just unloaded. You can hear the wood crack as he hit Terrell Harris.
2:16 to go, first quarter. No score, West Monroe, Shaw in this Class 5A state championship game in the Superdome. Split backfield, Mitchell and Carey behind Joseph, who stands up and changes the play again with a double tight end set. First man through, nowhere to go for Carey. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. You know, Shaw, coming into this game, last week against Karen Crow, combined for 106 points in a game. Before that, they scored 49 against Rummel, 37 against Destrehan, and 55 against Douglas. And against St. Aug in the last game of the year, they scored 56 points. Do you think they've seen a defense like this year, though?
Well, not too many teams. I don't think either one of these teams has faced an opposition like their opponent here this evening, and you can say that for either squad.
3rd down and 10 from the 48. Joseph back to pass, has some pressure, zips it far inside. Harris looking for a block, can't get it, so he'll go down at the 31. But a completion of some 16 yards and a first down.
That was a big lead throw by Derek Joseph. You know, we mentioned when we were talking earlier before the game that he won the long throw competition at the Tulane camp. So he's not just one of these foot soldiers. Derek Joseph can really air it out, and that was a big lead throw he made to Terrell Harris. And now West Monroe is getting to see what all these schools down in the New Orleans area. Boy, he takes a shot after he released that ball. That was Keith Carter, all-district linebacker.
First and 10 at the 31 of West Monroe. Split backfield. There are 8 men within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. Quick pitch, run over people is Brandon Carey as he gets up near the 27-yard line. They'll call it the 28, a gain of 3. That's a tough 3 yards. Was that McConaughey he ran into at the end of the play?
Yes, Chess Hill is the guy who took him on right at the line of scrimmage. And Chess Hill comes up, good run support. He fills real well, and McConaughey hits him from the backside along with Keith Carter, the middle linebacker.
3-yard gain, second down, 7. We're at 37 seconds and counting to go in the first quarter. No score between West Monroe and Shaw, but Shaw with their deepest penetration of the game down at the 28 of the Rebels. Joseph brings him up with a split backfield. That's Carey and Mitchell back there. Nice run by Mitchell off the left side. Found a little bit of a crease and picks up 4, maybe 5. Keith Carter and Adam McConaughey combining on the stop. That's probably the last play of this first quarter. It is. We're through 12 minutes in this one, and it's a scoreless tie in this Class 5A state championship game. West Monroe nothing, Shaw nothing in the Gatorade Superdome Classic.
Ladies and gentlemen, be sure and get your official 1997 Gatorade Superdome Classic State Championship t-shirts being modeled right now on the video screen by Miss Brittany Lingle. All mascots in school colors and names on the official 1997 souvenir t-shirts available near entrances gate A, C, and G. There's only a few remaining, so get them while we got them.
What's that, this?
Second quarter ready to get started. Shaw on the drive. 3rd down and 2. We'll check those first quarter stats here momentarily as Joseph sends one receiver to the far side. That's Harris. Split backfield, double tight end set. Joseph standing up to change the call. He'll keep it around the right side. Big room. 20, 15, 10. Bumped out of bounds at the 6. Nice run of 18 yards and a first down. Derek Joseph is that dangerous. He just can't throw the ball. He can run too.
9 touchdowns on the ground, 5.4 yards per carry. He really great running. The option right here, and he gets a block downfield by Sharon Carey. Allows him to get inside the 10-yard line, and boy, they're banging on the door. Some quick stats right here. Total offense, West Monroe, 26 yards, and Shaw, 50.
And not a lot of offense in that first quarter, huh? First and goal from the 6, last second pitch. This is going to be a touchdown for Carey. Perfectly run. "12 minutes and 13 seconds into this one. Our first score is on the board.
That was executed perfectly by Derek Joseph. Pitches it out to Carey, and he gets in the end zone. Look,
Nice block out here by
not much you could do that.
Mitchell.
This was a great block by Mitchell right here.
Oh, man.
Clearing the path for him, and that was Jay Jackson took a shot, and Carey's in the end zone celebrating the extra point upcoming. 11:47 in the second quarter.
And the snap, the hold, the kick by Helton. It's good. 11:47 to go in this second quarter, and the Eagles are first on the board. Shaw 7, West Monroe nothing. This is the Class A state championship game, Gatorade Superdome Classic.
Derek Joseph with the left-handed pitch right here. I'm sorry, Doug. And Sharon Carey, Brandon Carey make that, gets a block from Aaron Mitchell. That was a drive of 48 yards, 7 plays, 2:33 off the clock. Brandon Carey with a 5-yard scamper. Extra point was good. 11:47 to go here in the second quarter, and Shaw takes a 7-0 lead over West Monroe. And that was a big run. That was a 26 touchdown run by Brandon Carey of the 1997 campaign, Doug.
Back to receive the upcoming kickoff. Willis Britton, Kenny Robinson, Tremesian Davis, all lined up within about 8 yards of each other. That's Dallas Chasson kicking off there. Davis at the 12. Little bit of room. Run out of bounds at the 40. Quite a bit of room. Let me correct that. That was actually, looked like Creedell Williams who got the run back. It was Williams, not number 8, but number 9, a junior tailback for the Rebels. It'll be West Monroe 1st and 10, just on this side of the 40-yard line with 11:39 to go in the first half. Shaw up 7-zip.
Good look at Don Schaus, and had some health problems last year. Had to view some of the games, a heart problem. Had to view some of the games, heart surgery from the press box. But the Rebels captured the state title over Karen Crow last year at this time, and looking for the duplicate that feat.
On the pitch, a little bit of a seam for Davis. Fumble, the ball's on the turf. Shaw's got it. Tremesian Davis coughs up the ball. Doug King falls on it at the midfield. Correction on that, that was not Davis once again. It was not Davis, but Williams on the carry.
Creedell Williams trying to make something happen right here, the 5'10", 155-pound junior, just trying to make something happen. The ball popped out, and that was a good hit by David Rutledge, and Doug King comes over from his defensive tackle position, the all-district performer. Had a great, lot of pursuit, and right where he needed to be. When you hustle, good things happen to those who hustle. And boy, I tell you, a good hit right here by Rutledge.
It'll be 1st and 10. Shaw at midfield. First turnover of the game. Split backfield. A little bit of confusion. We'll try the other side. Gain of 5, 6, maybe 7 yards on a nice run by Chiron Carey. Keith Carter finally caught up with him after about a 7-yard gain.
Terrence Tarver was trying to shut the door on him, and just too much foot speed for Chiron Carey. Look, number 96 just fakes him out, hits the brakes and cuts it back, and tackle made, but not before he picked up a nice, that was Michael Freeman made the stop, as you mentioned. So a second and short yardage, 2nd and 3, facing the Shaw Eagles. 5-man front for the West Monroe Rebels.
Double tight end set, split backfield. Joseph will keep it, switches field. He'll come this way, 35. First down, stepping out at the 30. He'll pick up 13 on the run and a first down. Joseph says, I don't want to get hit by those guys.
Well, he doesn't have to, and he picked up the first down, which all he needed to do. He wasn't going to go much further. But the thing is, this is what Coach Don Schaus was so afraid of, that there's so much speed. He hasn't seen a team with this much team speed on his schedule in quite some time. And that was just Jay Jackson there to escort him out of bounds to make sure he didn't go any further.
10:42 to go, first half. Shaw up 7-0 over West Monroe with the ball at the Rebels 30. Split backfield. First man through. Spinning, flags down as Brandon Carey carries across the 25 to the 24, but this one will probably come back as the flag is thrown right at the feet of some of the offensive linemen. Yep, holding Shaw.
Holding.
The Eagles come into this game. Their lone loss of the year was to Jesuit High School, who was beaten last week by West Monroe up in West Monroe. The West Monroe Rebels have gone all the way through their schedule unbeaten.
We have holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
The Rebels went through annihilating Airline from over in Bossier City, 60-0 in the first round of the playoffs. Had their hands full with Salmon before beating them. Beat Barb 20-6, and then Jesuit last week. They were up 35-0 at one time, I believe, in that game, and then Jesuit put a few points on the board to make it respectable at the end.
Yeah, fake punt. They had a fake punt. They scored on a fake punt, but West Monroe is quite a chore to score on that defense.
The holding call is a 9-yard penalty officially, so 1st and 19. Joseph, quick out, got Carey there. 35, 30, got the 9 back and more as he gets near the 29. Keith Carter, the linebacker, the junior, 6 foot, 210 pounds, makes the tackle, but Brandon Carey is so shifty just makes you miss.
Well, I'll tell you what they do. They spread you out so much, and that puts so much pressure on the defense, the linebackers who need to cover those backs one-on-one, and it's a mismatch. You start dropping those guys back a little bit, it opens up the run, it opens up the middle, and then they'll kill you on other things. So I tell you, it's a no-win situation when you face the Shaw offense.
Mitchell and Carey split behind Joseph, who has a double tight end set. Harris, the lone receiver, to the far side. Joseph will try the option and won't get anywhere. Well, I tell you what, that's some weight to have to carry. Was that Terrence Tarfer who brought him down? Sure was. Tarver is 220 pounds, and you have to carry 220 extra pounds. It's sort of rough, isn't it?
This guy lives to play football. He lives in a weight room, and he practices hard. He's just the kind of guy you dream about coaching. He's a junior who'll be back to be a blue chipper in 1998. He'll probably be a defensive end and linebacker in college, but very tough, very aggressive, and just lives to lift weights and play football.
There's a cot there set up, a shower.
Sure. He may sleep on the floor. He's tough.
3rd down, 9. 2 receivers set, 3 receivers set. Joseph back to throw. Over the middle, climbing the ladder, but not getting to it is Harris near the 15. Just a little too tall for the 6-foot, 185-pound Harris, and it falls incomplete, so it'll be 4th down and 9. Too far, probably, for Jeremy Helton to attempt one here, so 4-down territory in the state championship game with 8:39 to go, huh?
Well, yeah, it is. This is those slant ears you mentioned, and that'd have been a very, very tough catch to make. Not too many people on Sunday afternoons in this facility make those catches, and Jay Jackson was just a step behind. Pretty impressive, wasn't it? But Terrell Harris
play in this facility?
In this facility,
okay.
That's right.
4th and 9, and Shaw's going for it. 3 receivers set for Joseph. Back to throw. Time. Pumps once. Goes for it all into the end zone. Carey, touchdown, Shaw! Joseph had all day.
Simply awesome. Derek Joseph could have baked the cake back there. He had all day. He had a 4-man rush, aired it out, and threw in a spot and just left it up to Carey to out-jump the would-be defenders, and just great athleticism. Just throw it up there and let the...
And on the attempted extra point, it fails. Mike Tubb, the linebacker, was trying to keep up with Brandon Carey, and when you put Brandon Carey on a linebacker, it's usually not going to work. 8:31 to go, first half, and the Eagles have taken a 13-0 lead over West Monroe, the Class 5A state championship game, Gatorade Superdome Classic. (13-0) Shaw over West Monroe. 8:31 to go, second quarter. An impressive drive by the Shaw Eagles.
They went 50 yards in 6 plays, exactly 3 minutes off the clock. A Derek Joseph to Brandon Carey, 30-yard touchdown toss. The extra point was blocked by Michael John Leonard. And so with 8:31 to go in the second quarter, 13-0, Eagles over the Rebels.
Helton's kickoff a little shy. Picked off, I believe, by Davis. And it'll be 1st and 10. West Monroe at their own 30-yard line, just shy of it. 13-0 Shaw over West Monroe. As Renee just said, 8:26 to go in this first half. And we've already had a lot of fireworks. Field position already playing a big part in this game. Shaw starting at their own 50 made a big difference. Laborde sets him up, I formation, deep is Robinson. He gets the pitch, drops the pitch. It's on the turf. Does Shaw have it again? Who gets it? Shaw ball. Jeff Brackett comes up with it, and Don Schaus can't believe it. Looked like a good pitch to Robinson. And it ends up being turnovers that are making the difference already. There's a second turnover. Robinson just lost the pitch. And it was a wrestling match on the floor of the Superdome. And it was Brackett in 3 takedowns.
You look forward to turnovers in a game like this because, yes, they do. The momentum swings over, and I'll tell you what, Shaw already has a lot of momentum going in their favor.
Joseph decides to take it all, and boom, he is really hit. That was Keith Carter, the middle linebacker, that came up and made that stop. Ooh, watch this.
Keith Carter is one of these guys, when he hits you, he likes to see your head snap back. I think they call him whiplash for short, but he's, 6 foot, 210 pounds, 4'6", 40, covers a lot of area, loves to make contact, will be a blue chipper in 1998. He's a backup fullback in some situations, so you may see him carry the ball before the game is over.
No gain. Officially a loss of a yard. 2nd and 10. Joseph back to throw. He doesn't get it off. He threw it to nobody. This is probably going to be some sort of penalty. Yeah, should be. Derek had nobody to throw to. He had a white jersey right in his face. And while he was trying to unload it, it ended up at the feet of Sherrod Pack. And so that'll be intentional grounding coming up. Great defensive pressure.
I guess he won't say that Pack was going to run a flag.
No.
But Adam McConaughey disrupts everything. He walks up to the line of scrimmage, which he was just about to do. He's blitzing. They blitz almost every down, and Derek Joseph has nowhere to go.
Intentional grounding on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Coming into this game with 15 sacks. He had 6 sacks against the Blue Jays last week.
Ooh.
So he is a force to be reckoned with. He just changes the complexion of the game, number 44, Adam McConaughey.
7:27 to go, first half. Shaw up 13-0. West Monroe has given up the ball on 2 fumbles in the last 2 plays. 3rd down, 23, because that's marked off from the infraction. Back to throw. Joseph, good time. Over the middle, carry, boom, but he caught it. 24-yard line. Wow, was that a major league hit by Michael John Leonard. Leonard unloaded on Carey, who had really had to climb up to catch that one.
Michael Leonard, he's a great athlete in his own right, and he really laid the wood down from his free safety position. As Carey came down, he just put the shoulder pads. You can hear wood crack from up here. Well, you see his head jagged back, but Michael John Leonard made the tackle, but the damage was already done.
It'll be 4th down and 4 as Shaw calls a timeout with 6:54 to go in the first half. Shaw 13, West Monroe nothing in the Class 5A state championship game, the Gatorade Superdome Classic. First timeout of this first half. They'll have 2 remaining. West Monroe has their full complement of timeouts. West Monroe and Shaw in the state championship game. The Eagles up 13-0, have a 4th and 4 coming up.
Shaw converted last time with that 30-yard touchdown toss, so 4th down, I guess, doesn't really scare these Eagles very much. But I'll tell you, West Monroe needs to bear down. This is a big defensive stop for them because Big Mo is starting to swing over to Shaw, and it could get ugly if they score in this series.
4th down and 4 at the 24. Joseph, a 3-receiver set, all of them to the near side. West Monroe almost jumped off sides. Joseph unloads. Was it complete? Yes. Caught. 1st down. Ronald Bellamy on the catch, on the curl to the near side. I tell you what, I don't think you can get much better coverage than what Jay Jackson had.
Bellamy with a big grab. Joseph had to release it as he's falling back, and Jackson with just outstanding coverage. Bellamy is only a junior. He's coming back next year. 4.48 in the 40. He's the 2nd fastest on the team. He's the Metro champ, 100-meter champion in 1996. So watch out, Ronald Bellamy. Terrell Harris passes the baton on to junior Ronald Bellamy.
They're going to bring the sticks out, but I believe it's a 1st down by about a half a football. Yep. 1st down, Shaw at the West Monroe 20. So the Eagles have gone for it on 4th down twice now. They've made it twice in a row. 6:44 to go, first half. Shaw 13, West Monroe nothing. And the Eagles, after that miscue by the Rebels moments ago. Have the ball inside deep in Rebel territory. Bellamy to the far side, the lone receiver out there. He'll hand off inside. Carey shooking, jiving, up to the 15. Gain of 5. We'll call it 4 officially. Sharon picks up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Sharon Carey, just a little bit different than any other running back you'll see in quite some time. They feel he may be the best and most exciting runner to come through the Shaw system. Reminds you a lot of Bruce James, who now plays for University of Maryland. But I tell you how good of a job the offensive front is doing for the Shaw Eagles. West Monroe blitzes on almost every down, and West Monroe has put up some great numbers. 55 sacks on the season.
Ooh. Double tight end set again as Joseph maybe changing the play. Last second pitch, that's Mitchell. Loses the ball himself. West Monroe gets it this time. Johnny on the spot was Chess Hill. Mitchell looked like he just lost the ball as he was running. Was it strip?
No, he just didn't get the handle on the ball and just couldn't tuck it away. Pretty good pitch. It was on the outside, but he should have grabbed that and just couldn't. It bounces and bounces. You know, the oblong figure, and Chess Hill comes up with it. And the junior saves, makes a big play and perhaps saves some points here for the West Monroe defense.
As Laborde brings up his offensive troops to the line, he'll have an I formation behind him. Go for it all, down the middle, he's got a man open, that's Charles. Can he be caught? Chasson chasing him, he'll never get him. 78-yard touchdown jaunt. Laborde to Shows.
And that was his 9th touchdown catch of the season. 4.5 speed. Once he makes that catch in the middle seam, he's gone. And boy, I tell you what, a big throw here. Laborde with great, very adept ball handling right in the middle seam right there, and he just pulls away from the pursuit, and you're not going to get Shows, the coach's son, from behind. You just peep, peep at as he goes by.
Eric Briggs on for the extra point out of the hold of Maxie Causey. J.C. McKay doing the honors as the deep snapper. A little low on the snap. Good job by Causey to pick it off, and it's up and good. We've got a great game, guys. 5:32 to go in this first half. Shaw 13, West Monroe 7. This is the Class 5A championship game in the Gatorade Superdome Classic. Talk about lightning striking fast. Didn't take long for West Monroe to get on the board in that drive.
78 yards in one play, 12 seconds off the clock, and there you see him. Casey Shows with the grab in his 9th touchdown catch. Laborde to Shows. Extra point was good. 5:32 to go here before the halftime break, and the Eagles with a 6-point advantage, 13-7 over West Monroe.
West Monroe has had 3 consecutive one-play drives. The last 2 before that one there resulted in fumbles. This one in a touchdown. Briggs, a squibber. Smart move. Picked off. Upfield, Bellamy. A little bit of room across the 30, 35. And so Shaw will pick it up 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Up 13-7 over the West Monroe Rebels. That's a big swing from what happened just a few moments ago for Coach Hank Tierney, as his offense was down inside the 25-yard line of West Monroe before they turned the ball over. Joseph brings him up with a split backfield and 2 receivers to the far side. Mitchell and Carey are split behind Derek Joseph. Long count. That's Carey. Brandon Carey across the right side for a gain of 4 up near the 39. You know, really, you wouldn't think Brandon Carey, he doesn't look like he's going to be that strong. You look at him, he looks a little like slight, but it's amazing how strong he really is.
5'10", 185. He really packs a wallop. runs between the guards. Good seal block right there. That's Jason Rishu, all-district performer back in 1996. And Brandon Carey amassed over 1,700 yards and 26 touchdowns. Make that 27 touchdowns on the season.
Wow. 4:45 and counting first half. 2nd and 6 at their own 39. Joseph turning around, changing the play. And the delay will be called on Shaw. Derek Joseph can't believe it. He said, that's a fast 25 seconds there, ref. You can tell by his reaction he wasn't happy. 2nd down and 11 after that penalty. Shaw ups 13-3 over West Monroe. Is it true that either one of these offenses can score from anywhere on the field? I mean, come on. I mean, you always hear about that. Oh, they can score from anywhere on the field.
Well, yeah, I'd have to say so. Shaw with 45 points a game and West Monroe with 40. I'd say that's, I would suspect to see 85 points for these two teams. But
on the delay, that's Carey. Brandon picks up the close to the 5 that was penalized for. It'll be 3rd down after the gain of 5. 3rd down and 6 coming up.
Look at a great movement by McConaughey. He just mirrors the running back, and he's got such lateral pursuit. You're not going to outrun him. He is going to be playing in the NFL one day. He's got all the twos right now: 6'5", 225, 4'6", 40, 3-year starter. You know, he's just unbelievable, and is a player of the year in the state of Louisiana.
3rd down and 6. Joseph back to pass. The pressure's on. A lot of white jerseys around him. Throws it upfield. Got his man. Incomplete. Great hit by David Cole on Terrell Harris at the 45 of West Monroe. Super hit, perfectly timed by Cole.
And he loves those big hits. He comes up from a strong safety position as Derek gets flushed out by Brian West, along with Terrence Tarver. He releases the ball. It could have been complete, but what a big hit right there.
Yep.
Prevented a completion, and Cole comes up with another big play for West Monroe, and now Shaw's punting.
Helton back to punt. Is it a 41 and a 35-yarder? Pressure's on. He gets a wobbler off his foot. Takes a Shaw bounce. Continues to take a Shaw bounce. I tell you, if you're a punter, I bet you love artificial turf. 44 yards on the punt. No return. And West Monroe deep in their own territory with 3:28 to go in the first half. Down 13-7, will take over the ball at their own 16-yard line. This game has been everything it was cranked up to be.
It really is, and it's very exciting. A lot of people from the prior games have stuck around. Nice, pretty smile.
I'm warning you ahead of time. Stick around for halftime. Two of the best bands in the state will be performing at halftime. No doubt about it. 1st and 10 at the 16, West Monroe. High backfield behind Leonard, your quarterback. Up the middle, not much room for Willis Britton. As Britton picks up 2, maybe 3, they'll mark it at the 20, so a gain of 3, as Doug King, the 6'1", 230-pound junior tackle, makes the stop. 2nd and 7 coming up, 3:10 and counting to go, first half.
You know, I'm watching the defensive tackle, William McGee, for the Shaw Eagles, and what he did before this practice this week, he laid down and let somebody, a chest of drawers, lay on his back, because that's what it feels like with Brad Smalling, full of clothes, just laid on his back.
On the option, nowhere to go for Laborde as he is tied up by a trio of Eagles. Daniel Neville, one of the first to get there, 6'2", 205-pound junior. Plays defensive end for the Eagles, and look at all the marks on his helmet.
Lane Laborde with good, very adept ball handling. He's being chased, and he feels the heat coming from Brian Theory. And Shaw Eagles just don't give up much. 3rd down, long yards, and has a good look at John Showles. And he calls Brad Smalling perhaps the best lineman in the country. He said he would put him against anybody, grades in the high 90s each and every game.
3rd and 6 from the 26. Handoff, tackled immediately. Nowhere to go for Britton. He was wrapped up by Doug King as soon as he got the handoff from Laborde. Gain of maybe a yard. It'll be 4th and 5, and you got to punt right here this deep in your own territory with 1:55 to go in the first half.
Big play by Doug King, all-district defensive tackle. He'll be coming back for the 1998 campaign, and West Monroe real frustrated right here as Ben Sonia gets some instruction from Coach Schaus.
A shanker off the side of the foot. Takes a bounce at the 50 and out of bounds as Caleb McConnell kicks it out of bounds to the near side. That's actually Justin Lewis, my bad. Justin Lewis, second time I've called it as McConnell. 32 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be 1st and 10, Shaw at their own 45. The Eagles have 2 timeouts remaining. A minute 28 to go on the second quarter clock. To the far side, Derek Joseph sends 2 receivers, Bellamy and Harris. Split backfield behind him, try the draw. Carey cuts it upfield at the 49 and picks up 5. Nope, make it 4. Mike Tubb, the linebacker, comes over and makes the stop. The clock running with a minute 15 to go, and West Monroe down 13-7. And on the defensive side of things, no huddle.
Mike Tubb made the initial hit, and he was aided by a couple of his teammates. Threw a nice pickup for Brandon Carey.
Joseph back to pass. 4-man rush. Zips it over the middle, complete Harris. He'll have the first down and more near the 34-yard line as Michael John Leonard closes in and makes the stop. Gain of 16 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10, Shaw at the West Monroe 34. No huddle again for Joseph, trying to conserve those 2 timeouts with 55 seconds to go in the first half. 2 receivers either side, everybody on the line. Joseph going for it all. Harris complete down to the 16. They'll mark it the 18. Jay Jackson on the coverage, but Joseph recognized everybody up on the line. 2-step drop, boom.
Yes, and that was a little bit of an adjustment because McConaughey was stretched out in front of him, sprawled out. Little post pattern by Terrell Harris. Nothing you can do about that. And yes, great defense applied for by Jay Jackson. Another big first down for the Shaw Eagles. 46 ticks to go, Doug. It'll be interesting the last 46 seconds.
And Shaw calls their second timeout with 46 seconds to go in the first half. The Eagles up 13-7 and driving against West Monroe. That was really a nice play by Joseph. Derek Joseph did the pump and go and changed the play at the line of scrimmage, I believe.
And look, McConaughey is airborne, which kind of makes him alter his throw just a wee bit, but it allows Terrell Harris to break into that open area and make the catch. And you can see why so many people are looking for Terrell Harris as a wide receiver on their team next year.
Let's think about Adam McConaughey at 6'5", going airborne. To throw over him.
And, you know, he's a basketball player as well, so he's got a heck of a vertical, but 6'5", 228, he's got all the tools for the great ones have. He's an all-district forward, and he will not be playing in uniform. He's concentrating on football, so that's where his future lies. He will be suiting up for the Tigers of LSU next year.
1st and 10 at the 19, 7 rushing. Joseph going for it all. He's got Harris, can't get it. Maybe if he wouldn't have cut his fingernails before the game, Harris would have had that one. That was close.
A manicure did it. You're right. David Coe was beaten on a flag, and you know, he was headed for the corner and just couldn't catch up with it if Terrell Harris was just a little bit taller.
Oh,
wow,
that
would have been 6 points, but 41 ticks to go, and shows what, you know, Derek Harris, quarterback, he's looking at Notre Dame, Tulane, Syracuse, and Tennessee, and he'll be making up his decision in the next few weeks, and someone's going to get a mighty good athlete at quarterback next year.
That kid performs. 2nd and 9 from the 19, 41 seconds in this first half clock. On the out, too tall for Brandon Carey. That was Cole again on the coverage, but Joseph a little too tall in the pass, setting up a 3rd and 10 now from the 19. We have 37 seconds to go in this first half.
Derek Joseph, good look at him right there. He's got some, you know, he's a 3.7 grade point average guy, and started 47 games at quarterback, so he has seen it all. There's not too much he hasn't seen. You know, you look at think of all the great quarterbacks that come through here: John Fourcade, Mickey Joseph, Ike Wilson, you know, Vance Joseph, and he could be the best of them all.
3rd and 10 at the 19. Back to pass Joseph. The pressure's on. He's sacked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 West Monroe Rebels were right there around him. Brian West, the man to get the sack, and Shaw calls the timeout with 23 ticks on the first half clock. It'll be 4th down and about an acre and a half for a first down.
That was a 15th sack scored by Brian West, the 56th sack of the West Monroe Rebels for the season.
23 seconds to go in the first half as the Eagles call their final timeout. Shaw 13, West Monroe 7. 23 seconds to go in this first half. Shaw calling their final timeout with a 4th and 24 coming up at the West Monroe 33. And you have 23 seconds to go. You up 13-7. Huge crowd here in the Superdome, so much so it has spilled over into the upper decks. Usually you just see the first 2 layers, the first 2 sections of the dome filled up. This is over in the upper deck now, the terrace level.
Here comes the blitz.
Joseph back to throw, sacked. He had no chance. No chance at all. And one of the Rebels is down. Is that Terrence Tarver hurt?
Yes.
Tarver is not getting up. He may have fallen on a foot or something because he was combining with Keith Carter, I believe, on that tackle.
Keith Carter came off blitzing hard from his middle linebacker, his Mike linebacker position, and I don't know where he fell. It may have fallen on something, may have had the wind knocked out of him. Doesn't look like a leg injury, though.
No, they're checking the upper body right now. 15 seconds to go in the first half. West Monroe will have the ball, down 13-7 when we return. Terrence Tarver being helped off the field. Looks like they're holding on to that right shoulder of his. Looks like he may be hurt. And a little bit tougher than what it initially looked like. 1st and 10, West Monroe at their own 46, down 13-7 with 15 seconds to go in the first half. They have 3 timeouts remaining. Laborde brings them up. I formation, double tight end set. Now he's going to change things as he sends Turner in motion. Handoff, left side. That's Britton. He'll gain about 4, maybe 5, and Shows calls a timeout. With 8 seconds, no, they still haven't called it. Now they have with 6 seconds to go in the first half. Jeff Brackett comes up and makes the stop for Shaw. Amazing how far back Shaw went on that last possession as they had it inside the 25-yard line of the West Monroe Rebels. Then they had a penalty and then 2 straight sacks.
He's thrown back 27 yards.
Whew.
This is 6 seconds. They're going to milk this as much as they can get out of it. Lane Laborde getting some instructions from the coaching staff over at West Monroe. And Coach Barnes farther right there. Defensive coach, coordinator for the Shaw Eagles.
It'll be 2nd down and 6. 2nd down and 7, actually. The ball spotted at the 50. 6 seconds to go. Laborde with the I formation sends Turner in motion to the near side. Back to throw. Looking for Turner. Picked off. Uh-oh. Chasson looking for blockers. He's got some. At the 15, the 10, run out of bounds at the 8 as the first half clock comes to an end. What a way to end this first half. The Shaw Eagles will go into the locker room with a 6-point advantage over West Monroe in this Class 5A state championship. Shaw 13, West Monroe 7, the Gatorade Superdome Classic.
And now, for your halftime entertainment, West Monroe High School proudly presents the 160-member West Monroe High School Marching Rebel Band. The Rebel Band is under the direction of Dr. Michael Spears, Mr. Myron Turner, and Mr. Robert Freeman. Tonight, we open our show with the exciting Moorside March. And now, under the field direction of drum majors Paul Turner and Ashley Deal, drum captain Jacob Clowers, and flag captains Jessica Cummings and Amanda Langston, we present the West Monroe High School Marching Rebel Band. Let's hear it for our own Rebel Raiders. The Raiders are led by faculty sponsor Cindy Norris and choreography Debbie Berg. Captain is Betsy Boyce. Co-captains are Lindsay Jenkins and Melinda Becca. Tonight, the Raiders perform a classic medley of Duke Ellington hits entitled Salute to the Duke. join us as the Rebel Band, Rebel Raiders, Rebel Cheerleaders, and Rebelettes take the field for our Rebs spell out. Are you ready? Give me an R. Give me an E. Give me a B. Give me an S. What's that spell?
Ready to start the second half of play as Shaw leads West Monroe 13-7 in the Class 5A championship game in the Gatorade Superdome Classic. Doug Joubert, Renee Nadeau ready to check some stats from the first half of play. Very closely contested the entire first half.
West Monroe with 121 yards total offense. Shaw 175. Rushing 29 for the Rebels, 40 for the Eagles. In the passing attack, 135 for the Shaw Eagles, 92 for the West Monroe Rebels. And in time of possession, this is where there's a big swing. 17-23 for Archbishop Shaw, 6-37 for West Monroe.
And West Monroe deferred in the first half, so they will get the kickoff in half number 2. Ready to do the honors for the Shaw Eagles is Dallas Chasson. A short, squiggly kick is picked up near the 13-yard line and dropped at the 27. West Monroe's Williams on the carry. It's Credell Williams on that one. West Monroe will take over first and 10, down 13-7 to the Shaw Eagles. Rebels have it at their own 27-yard line.
Big possession here for the West Monroe Rebels. They need to get back. At the end of the first half was a near touchdown return interception by the Shaw Eagles.
That was close.
A collective gasp of breath held by the West Monroe fans.
Laborde hands off to the first man through, Britton, who twists his way to the 30. Now they'll mark at the 29. Gain of 2 as Jeff Brackett comes up and makes the stop from his linebacker position. We've already mentioned Brackett a lot already in this game.
Yes, a weak side linebacker, senior, 50 stops on the season. Look at a big Brad Smalling pulls out. That's a Greyhound bus pulling out there. Wow, that hurts. Lee Rogers with pulling him down.
Robinson has checked out of the lineup, and I believe West Monroe will call a timeout. They will. They had some confusion on the sideline, and Charles wants to go in and decide about it on this second down and 7 coming up. We're just underway, just 40 seconds into the second half, and the Eagles of Shaw lead 13-7 over West Monroe in the Class 5A state championship game. 11:20 to go, third quarter. West Monroe calling their first time out of the second half to reorganize on this 2nd down and 7. Laborde, I formation behind him. That's Britton right side, stringing along and finally brought down near the 35-yard line, again by Jeff Brackett.
Dan Neville had a hand in that last tackle as well. Britton, he pulled him down by the britches. Watch, Daniel Neville from his left defensive end, number 37, gets a right here. See, he pulls him down from behind and an assist coming in by Jeff Brackett. But good defensive end play from Daniel Neal and Brian Theory. Bookends defensive ends. They box in from the outside, and really tough, Doug, to get outside on those two guys. Daniel Neville will be coming back. Neville for his senior season in '98.
Gain of 5, 3rd down and 2 from the 35. Laborde with Britton, Robinson behind him. That didn't go anywhere. Laborde eats it at the 35.
It looks like somebody did go the wrong way, and Theory came crashing in from his corner spot, make the stop, and someone went the wrong way. So as Brian Theory makes the quarterback Laborde pay for that mistake.
That'll be 4th down and 2 now for the Rebels at their own 35. Their opening drive of this second half goes for naught. Back to punt now is Justin Lewis, the junior. Over his head. Will Lewis catch up with it? Did he get it before it went into the end zone? It's still on the ground. Did Shaw get it? Touchdown. Eagles. Recovering the loose ball for Shaw is Daniel Neville.
It squirted between his legs and just couldn't find the handle. And boy, what a that's scary right there.
That's scary.
Watch where the snap goes between his legs. Well, not a good shot there, but there's really nothing he can do about it. He's helpless. Ball is bouncing, and of course you don't know which way a football is going to bounce. Trying to just get hold of it. Ball bounces away from him, and great play right there by Lee Rogers. Allowed Neville to make the recovery in the end zone. So credit Lee Rogers and Daniel Neville with an outstanding play on special teams. And we mentioned special teams may play a major role here, and there's a touchdown special teams right there.
Well, you mentioned it.
Well, we mentioned it.
No, you mentioned it.
Okay, I mentioned it.
See, that $5 you gave me in the first half does help. And Shaw will call a timeout as they try to figure out what they want to do. Looks like they're going to go for 2. With 9:50 to go in the third quarter, they have a 19-7 advantage. Why not go to make it 21 with a 2-point conversion? Mistakes in special teams.
Wow, and that's a helpless feeling back there as the helpless punter trying to gain possession, and he knows the troops are bearing down on him. Lee Rogers makes the tackle, and Daniel Neville makes the recovery in mass celebration.
Think Jeff Brackett could have been in on that a little bit?
It looks like Brackett probably does. He's been playing corner to corner, sideline to sideline, and
boy, that's a nice play right there. That made the difference. That's what made the difference. There's Brackett right there.
It was Brackett.
Yep. I tell you what. Who'd you bring? Who's this
Ray
guy?
Pratt, yes.
Ray Pratt. You brought him along with you?
That's a spotter. He found a spot.
He finally did something. That's pretty good, Ray. And Shaw will go for it on this 2-point conversion. Joseph sets him up on the near side. Split backfield, receivers either side. Man in motion. Joseph rolling it out. For the end zone, it's picked off. He can run it back. Or can he? No, not in high school. It's no good. 9:50 to go, third quarter. And the Eagles remain up 19-7 over West Monroe. In this, the Class 5A state championship at the Gatorade Superdome Classic. Scores quickly on that blocked punt. They tried for the 2-point conversion. Brackett will he get credit for the recovery? Brackett? Okay.
Yes.
Statistician Paul Page says yes. That's about as official as we're going to get. Except for Ray. (19-7). Shaw on top of West Monroe. High, A little short. Down into the arms of Williams again. Sort of a scrum to the far side as he gets near the... It's not Williams this time. Actually, it was...
Tremesian Davis.
That was Tremesian Davis. Spelled T-R-A-M-I-S-S-I-O-N. Tremesian is how it's pronounced, but that's not how Don Chow says it. He calls them transmission. He does. 1st and 10, West Monroe at their own 34. Laborde brings them up with the I formation. Robinson down in the I behind Britton. Laborde on the keeper, crawls forward to near the 36, maybe the 37-yard line. Gain of 2. Brian Theory up from his defensive end position to make the tackle.
And just running, Lane Laborde finding a crease here, and you see Rodney Reed preparing to open, spring with a block right there.
But boy, nice job by Theory to cut it out. Gain of 2 officially, 2nd and 8. Laborde, last second pitch, nice one. I believe that's Robinson across the way. That is not. That is Tremesian Davis again. He'll pick up close to the first down. He'll have it near the 47-yard line.
And a low pitch, great execution. Pitches with the outside hand, the free hand, with his left hand outside to Davis. And Davis scoots up the sidelines. A 5'11", 150-pound sophomore with a nice run. Gives them a first down at their own 47-yard line.
Davis dotting the I behind Britton, your quarterback. Laborde, your quarterback rather. Britton, your fullback. Laborde tripped up, stays, keeps his feet, and is nailed at the 43. First man there was Brackett, but he was finished off. Who was that? Was that Neville? It was Daniel Neville. Brackett was the first one there, but Neville finished him off.
And he lost his footing here as he sort of tripped over one of his own players. That looked like it might have been Britton. And Brackett held him up while Neville polished him off for a loss.
Back to the 44-yard line. 2nd and 14. 8.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Laborde looking for it over the middle. Can't get it to his wide receiver, Turner, as he was double covered downfield. David Rutledge back there as part of the coverage. Also, Gregory Brooks. It'll be 3rd down and 14 now. West Monroe down 19-7 to Shaw in this Class 5A finals game.
David Rutledge with good coverage. You know, he reminds you a little bit of Ricky Wilson, who now plays for Nichols State, used to be a Shaw Eagle. Good awareness, and he was covered low by Rutledge, high by Gregory Brooks. And Brooks only a junior. He'll be back for the 1998 campaign. Both teams sport a lot of talented sophomore and juniors.
Britton and Davis down in the I. Laborde tripping as he goes back to pass. Hit, drop. And the first man back there for the Shaw Eagles was William McGee, the junior, 6'1", 255-pound defensive tackle.
And McGee has been contending with Brad Smalling all evening, and well, he's had his hands full, so he really made the most of this right here. He's taken out his frustration out of the quarterback, Lane Laborde. He's the one that, it looks like you keep dropping the chest of drawers on all evening.
Loss of 4.
That's how he practiced for this game.
Is 4th and 18.
Full of clothes.
Yeah, 4 flights of stairs. And a line drive kick by Casey Shows, and it takes a West Monroe bounce. Backing off from it is Chiron Carey. He says, I'm not going to touch it. Smart move, a 49-yard punt and no return, and Shaw will take over 1st and 10 at their own 12. 7:32 to go, 3rd quarter. The Eagles up 19-7 over the West Monroe Rebels. And it's really, this has been the best of the games we've seen this weekend.
Absolutely, and one reason that Shaw's had so much success is because they're opened it up a little bit more with their passing attack. West Monroe has been really not shutting down their rushing attack, but really giving them a lot of trouble. So the arm of Derek Joseph has been all the difference in this game.
Split backfield behind Joseph. Double tight end set. Little bit of a seam, not enough. As Chiron Carey finds a yard, maybe, up near the 13. Just too many white jerseys there to try to run between or amongst. around. One of them right there. That belongs to Keith Carter.
You look at all the big-time players for West Monroe, all front four, including the middle linebacker Carter, are going to be coming back for their senior year next year, as well as one of the defensive backs, Chess Hill. So
yeah.
you're looking at pretty much this defense is intact.
Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9 coming up. Mitchell and Carey split behind your quarterback, Derek Joseph. But instead, they'll try the little wing sweep. That's Carey, Chiron Carey. He'll pick it up across the 15 to near the 16-yard line, where Mike Tubb brings him down after a gain of 3. That'll set up a 3rd down and 6 coming up. Very conservative right now when you're in the shadow of your own goalpost. That really does change the play calling, doesn't it?
It does somewhat, but you know, they have striking power from anywhere in the field with the arm of Derek Joseph. You got a good look at him right there. Again, his foot speed 10.4 in the 100 meters, and
very well spoken kid.
Very well spoken. He's got good arm strength, as he illustrated by a couple of nice tosses, nice touch on him to Terrell Harris.
Single back, Mitchell behind Joseph. Short drop, pressure's on, he'll run. Won't get anything. Maybe a yard up near the 18-yard line as Keith Carter was able to drag him down by the shoelaces. It'll set up a 4th down and 5, and it'll be time for the punting unit.
And Derek Joseph dropping back, and the walls kind of collapsed on him a little bit, flushed him out. McConaughey, well, that was, take that back, that was Brian West kind of flushed him out, and Keith Carter kind of finished him off, and now it'll be a punting situation for the Shaw Eagles, and West Monroe should get good field position out of this, Doug.
Helton back to punt, no pressure. Short kick, fumbled. Is it picked back up? Yes, it is. At the last second, West Monroe's Chad Pilcher, that is, a sophomore, was able to pick it off after he had dropped it at the 45. Only a 26-yard punt, and some nervousness for West Monroe fans.
Collective, take a deep breath. Wow, you can feel all the air come out of the Superdome as they sucked in real hard. Wow, that was scary.
Yep. Retains possession and excellent field position, though, for the Rebels. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the inside the 45 of Shaw. Quick pitch, Davis looking for room. Powell driving his way inside the 40, near the 39. Chris Vaughn, the linebacker, hanging off. Gain of 5, or pretty close to it on the play. 5:08 and counting to go in this 3rd quarter. West Monroe down, but with the ball, a 19-7 Shaw Eagle advantage.
Good look right there at Tremesian Davis.
Don't you love that? I like that name.
Yeah, sophomore, so we'll get a chance to see him for 2 more years.
Davis dotting the I. He gets the pitch on the wide sweep. Nice cutback. Breaking tackles. 30, 25, 22. Nice run by Tremesian Davis to pick up 18 and a 1st down, as Brian Theory had to call him all the way down the field from his defensive end position to make the tackle.
Shaw loaded up at the line of scrimmage. He had 5 men on the line of scrimmage. And once he got broke past that surge right there, it was clear sailing. He had a big gap in between the defensive backfield and the line, and a couple of missed tackles here, and allows him to scoot up for a nice gain. 1st down at the 22-yard line, Doug.
Britton and Davis down in the eye behind Laborde, who sends a receiver to either side. That's Britton up the middle. No, Laborde with a keeper, sorry. Spins around and is tossed to the ground by Doug King. Down on the bottom of the stack, though, was Chris Vaughn, who made the initial contact.
Good faking there, but Lane Laborde was turned back in by Dax. Oh, that was Chris Vaughn, I'm sorry. And Doug King joined in, collaborating for the stop, and some happy Shaw Eagles celebrating right now with the lead, 19-7.
No gain, 2nd and 10 at the 23. Quick pitch, looking for room. Davis can't find any. Behind the line, brought down. That time it was Doug King who made the first contact, as Chris Vaughn finished it off this time. They're sort of taking turns, you know, play to play.
Good defensive scheme here. They just hitting those gaps, and King just rides out. He scrapes off to the outside and grabs a hold of a jersey until he gets some help from teammate Chris Vaughn, a strong outside linebacker, and great team effort there by some outstanding defensive players.
Turner split to the near side. high backfield behind your quarterback, Laborde. To the far side is Cox. That's Turner on the end around. He's got some blockers. The 20, 15. He'll have a first down at the 11. They'll mark it near the 12, but it'll be enough for the first down as Gregory Brooks had to come up and make the play. Very unusual for Don Shows to show a trickery there. Usually it's just bread and butter, black and white, but boom, nice little end around there.
Marcus Turner, just a little smurf, 5'7", 130 pounds, 4.5 speed, and he can kill you with his feet and gets outside, knows what to do. Tuck that ball in the left hand. But he's knocked out of bounds for a nice pickup, though.
Down near the 12, it'll be 1st and 10, a 14-yard gain at the 12. Britton up the middle, dragging people with him down to the 5 for a 7-yard gain. You know, you look at him as Jeff Brigette brings him down. You look at Britton at 5'7", 165. You say, what is he doing at fullback? But you see why. He is such a tough inside runner.
Very explosive. He's that home run ball hitter for them. 9 yards a carry. He busts it wide open. You know, just a great kid, great attitude, and he plays much bigger than his size.
Laborde sends a receiver to either side. Cox over here, Turner over on the far side. I formation, Britton and Davis. 2nd and 3. That's Britton up the middle. He runs into a green wall. And a great job by the Shaw Eagles. Looked like the ball may have come loose, but I believe the officials called it dead as Britton had pushed into the line. Hold on. Shaw did get it. That was an extremely late call. Extremely late, and Don Shows is wondering, whoa. The ball did come loose. I thought one of the officials had said that the forward progress had been stopped. Let's see. There it is. Good call.
Right there.
Good call. Excellent call.
Couldn't see who jumps on it, though. Wow, it's still free right there. And there you go. Neville comes up with it for the Shaw Eagles.
Daniel Neville. Excellent call by the officials. That's why these guys are in this game, and I'm not down wearing the striped shirts. 2:02 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Shaw really dodges a silver bullet. Joseph with a split backfield behind him. Maybe changing the play with a double tight end set. First man through. Not much going. I believe that was Carey, Brandon Carey, who made that run. Gain of maybe a yard up near the 6. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Jess Hill is cheating up on the left corner, playing almost like a 5-man front. They're employing the 4-man down lineman, but Jess Hill playing up. Of course, the linebackers are so close to that line of scrimmage since they blitz so much. And if you look at Don Shows right now, pondering the situation with just a minute and a half to go here in the 3rd period. He finds himself trailing by 12 to the Shaw Eagles.
19-7 Shaw. Joseph under center, Mitchell behind him. Short drop, looking for it. Got it to Harris, put off his fingertips at the 15. Terrell Harris usually catches those kind. That's a little bit behind him, but after you see Harris play football, you realize that he catches just about anything thrown near him.
He's the, he was, you know, he made those catches in the past, more difficult catches, but it was thrown behind him, but kind of threw behind him. His momentum, forward motion was going one direction. He had to reach back. That would have been a very tough catch.
That would have been a tough one, you're right. I mean, but after you watch Terrell Harris play so many times, you say, oh, that's typical of him. He usually makes those.
He's the all-time leading receiver in Shaw history.
3rd and 9 at the 6. Joseph back to pass in his own end zone. Going for Harris, incomplete, intercepted. That's West Monroe's Leonard. He'll go into the end zone for the touchdown. Between the hands of Terrell Harris, and the tip drill works as Michael John Leonard picks it off and runs it in for a TD.
Big play by Michael John Leonard. That's his 3rd interception of the season. First one he brought back for a touchdown, and Terrell Harris, another difficult catch to make, bounced off. A little tip drill right here, and the senior Leonard takes it in for a score. He knows what to do once he gets his hands on the ball.
Nice move.
4-4 speed, picks up a entourage, and he's into the end zone for the score.
On for the extra point, Eric Briggs out of the hold of Maxie Causey. I don't know if Shaw came off sides because they were drawn or because West Monroe moved. Maxie Causey, the holder, is going up there and explaining it all. Offside Shaw. You're down 19-13 with 1:07 to go. All you need really is just an extra point.
We have a dead ball.
All you need, right?
2-point conversion won't help.
On the defense, retry the play from the 1.5-yard line.
So just a little bit closer for Eric Briggs. And we'll try it again. J.C. McKay, the snapper. Causey, the hold. Good snap, good hold, good kick. This ball game has been a phenomenal ball game all contest long, and it continues that way. 1:07 to go, third quarter. Shaw 19, West Monroe 14, the Class 5A state final game. A turnover turned into points by the West Monroe Rebels. This one by Michael John Leonard.
And Michael John Leonard, keep in mind, he was the one who blocked the extra point on the second touchdown for the Shaw Eagles, which made them go for 2 points last touchdown, which was unsuccessful. So he has accounted for a lot of big plays, which is kind of snowball for the Shaw Eagles, but he's one of the big reasons why they're just 5 points away from Shaw right now.
That's the second Shaw turnover. That a 27-yard return for a touchdown by Leonard. West Monroe has turned the ball over 5 times in this ball game. That's unusual for a state finals game to have 7 turnovers.
Very much so, but it's a hard-hitting game, Doug.
A squibbler that Briggs kicks downfield. It goes between the arms of Carey and into the end zone for the automatic touchback. 1:07 to go, third quarter of play. And Shaw will take over first and 10 at their own 20.
We haven't seen much of Chiron Carey as much thus far this game. It's mostly been Brandon Carey and Derek Joseph, but we suspect we'll see number 2, the Deuce, before it's all over.
He's run a few of them, not many. He's had 4 carries for 15 yards. You're right, not as much as his brother, Brandon, who has carried for 26 yards on 11 carries. Wide split in the backfield for Joseph, your quarterback. Hold on. We'll call a timeout, says Don Shows. West Monroe calling their second timeout. They marked it off the scoreboard as the Shaw Eagles calling it, but I believe West Monroe called that one with 1:07 to go in this third quarter. Shaw 19, West Monroe 14, the Class 5A state finals. Shaw Eagle alumni happy now as the Eagles are up 19-14 over West Monroe with 1:07 to go in the third quarter. The Rebels, though, turning a turnover into points just moments ago. And a pass that probably should have been caught.
Well, this means now this game is one big play away from a turnaround, or Shaw needs to muster a good offensive stride right here.
Mitchell, the lone setback behind Joseph. They'll try the little wing around to Brandon Carey. Got some room. 30, 35, 40, out of bounds, outside the 40 at the 44. A 24-yard run by Brandon Carey around the left side on the wing back around, and he'll pick up plenty more than a first down.
Brandon Carey with just to end around, you see the entourage leading him. Chris Joseph, 330 pounds,
Ooh.
along with Jason Rishu leading him, but really 4.5 speed or better. He had 200 yards against De La Salle, which was a school record, and kind of shows you why he's going to visit Miami, Mississippi State and Tulane, along with Kansas State, and Memphis may be his 5th visit. He's going to make someone an outstanding back on the next level.
First and 10 at their own 44. Shaw. 59 seconds to go, third quarter. Up the middle, not a lot for Brandon Carey this time as he picks up maybe a yard as Brian West is hanging on to his thighs, bringing him down. Torrey Tully, we've seen a lot out of that kid at the center position, haven't we?
He's the best. They feel he's the best in the state, if not maybe the best center in the nation. He's got a bunch of schools that are after his services. LSU, Ole Miss, Auburn, Tulane are all going to get a visit out of him, along with Tennessee. And 6'2", 255. Wow, 6'3", 255. And what an outstanding center he'll be in college.
This may be the last play of the third quarter. Wide split out of the backfield. That's Carey in motion. Joseph hands off instead up the middle. Nice little hole. Mitchell running over people. 40, 37. Not bad. A little 18-yard jaunt and a first down on what could probably be the last play of this third quarter.
Mitchell's a dive back. I like to call him the Moose is loose. He's running downhill from here. He's Shaw's version of Daryl Moose Johnson. He's got big number 70, Sherrod Pack, in front of him, and he doesn't go down too easily.
No.
5'11", 215. Real shifty for his size. Averages nearly 9 yards per carry.
Chess Hill got the worst of that connection just a moment ago. Shaw Eagles up by 5 as we begin the final 12 minutes of the Class 5A state championship game. Shaw 19, West Monroe 14, the Gatorade Superdome Classic. 14 over the West Monroe Rebels in a game that really has been everything that everybody expected and more, because we've had 7 turnovers in this ball game.
This is a heavyweight title fight with 2 heavyweights and waiting for the knockout punch right here. You know, one of these teams in this quarter right now is gonna lay it down, and West Monroe is just one big play away from coming back, and Shaw can strike from anywhere in the field, so this game is far from over.
Up the middle, not much. That's Brandon Carey. Oh, he was wrapped up quick. That was Mike Tubb coming over there and doing most of the damage, along with Keith Carter, who did a little bit more damage. And here are the third quarter stats that Paul Page hands to us.
West Monroe with total yards 175 to Shaw's 227 in the passing department. 92 for the Rebels, 135 for the Eagles, 83 for West Monroe on the ground, 92 for the Shaw Eagles. Time of possession,
that's the key.
21-35 Shaw, 14-25 Rebels.
Second down after the loss of 1 and 11. That's Carey in motion. That's Mitchell up the middle. That's a 4-yard gain. Hey, Mitchell you're right, he's not really that huge guy at 5'11", 205, but he's just, he just sort of carries people with him, just a bundle of muscle.
Maybe he reminds you a little bit on the college level of Jeff Makovica, plays for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Throw him a bone once in a while. He's an offensive lineman in the backfield. He blocks, he bloodies his nose a little bit, gets his knees scraped up a little bit and elbows. Let him carry the ball once in a while.
What a crowd here in the Superdome today, and spilling over into the upper decks for this Class 5A state final game. 3rd down and 7 at the West Monroe 34. Joseph, good protection. Can he run? Will he throw? He'll run. May have decided too late. Boom! Hit right at the 28-yard line, shy of the first down by a yard. He may have waited a little bit too long to make that decision to run, as Derek Joseph had a lot of real estate in front of him and kept hoping for somebody to get open.
Well, that was coverage there, and he just couldn't find a crease. Being pursued, and Rawls is the one that laid the hat on him, and boy, I tell you what, that was close to a first down. Now it's 4th and call it 2 yards to go. Inside the 20, this is gonna be a big play right here.
A very short 2, very long 1. Very late coming in with a play now is Terrell Harris.
Along with Lance LeBlanc, the other tight end.
And Joseph brings him up on this 4th and a short 2 at the West Monroe 29. Split backfield behind Joseph. Very long, he's gonna have to call a timeout. The Eagles, according to the scoreboard, have wasted their last timeout. Shaw 19, West Monroe 14 with 10:32 to go in this Class 5A state final matchup. .10:32 to go, 4th quarter play. The Shaw Eagles have used, according to the scoreboard clock, their last timeout. Even though earlier on, the official had pointed toward West Monroe on what was then taken off as the second timeout taken by Shaw. According to the scoreboard clock, the Eagles have no timeouts. West Monroe with 2. And Shaw with a 19-14 lead with 10:32 to go in this ball game. The Class 5A state championship, the Gatorade Superdome Classic. Fans are getting on their feet.
Smith has one of the Josephs. That's
one of 2 on the sideline tonight.
He's been there before.
4th down and a short 2 at the West Monroe 29. Everybody up close. Last second short hop pitch, and it's on the ground and picked up on the fumble. Keith Carter recovers, and it'll belong to West Monroe on the errant toss from Joseph.
And the Wolves just kind of collapsed on Derek Joseph. He had nowhere to go. Watch, pursuit came through. McConaughey came through, and along with, that was Terrence Tarver.
Maybe they got a good pitch out of that.
Yes, well, that would have been a tough throw, and look, Brad Smalling was in there on defense as well, so.
I'm just saying, it looked like there was some room out there if they'd had a decent pitch. But as you said, Joseph was under tremendous pressure. 1st and 10, West Monroe at their own 35. Laborde handed off Britton, not much to go on. Chris Vaughn, one of the first to come up there as Britton carries up near the 36-yard line, gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 as the clock continues to run with 10:10 to go in this ball game.
Bend but not break, gives it to Britton. He runs behind the block of Brad Smalling as he collapses the left side of the defensive line for the Shaw Eagles. But the pursuit catches him and closes the door after a short gain.
Gain of 2 officially. It'll be 2nd down and 8 at their own 37. Ward quick pitch to Davis. Got some room. 40, 45, and 47. He'll pick up 10 and a 1st down as David Rutledge shirts him out of bounds. You know, shirts him, you know. Shirt.
And Britton with his 4.5 speed can bust it outside. Only a junior. He'll be back. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Davis outside and picks up a nice gain. 1st down and West Monroe. Here's a nice pickup on 1st.
You just don't want to say Tremisian.
Davis. Tremisian Davis, I can say.
42 yards for Davis all in the 2nd half. 1st and 10 now at his own 47 for Laborde. Quick drop, quick look, quick toss. Turner brought down immediately on the play by Lee Rogers from his defensive back position. Gain of about 5 on the play. It'll set up a 2nd and 5 in Shaw territory at the 47.
We said that he plays a lot like Lee Rogers, plays a lot like Gary Fenzik. Vicious tackler. He's an all-district performer twice. And
that's not fair.
Comes with another big play here. 6'1", 180 pounds.
Against 5'6", 130.
Right.
2nd and 5 at the Shaw 47.5. Quick pitch, Davis behind him. It's on the turf. He picks it up and falls down to the 45. Loss on the play of some 7 yards back to his own 45-yard line. William McGee is back there to wrap him up.
But he avoided disaster right here. This could have been a tremendous play. Turnover for the swing for the Shaw Eagles. And Tremisian Davis scoops it up, tries to come back, tripped up, did lose some yardage, but more importantly, he held on to the ball. And 3rd down with another opportunity here for West Monroe. You can look at Coach Shows.
Donnie Shows in his 8th year at West Monroe. 3rd and 12 at their own 45 with the clock running. 8:24 to go in the game. 5-man defensive front. Laborde back to pass. Steps up, under pressure, breaks it. 50, 45, 1st down at the 41. They'll mark at the 42, but still enough for a 1st down on a 13-yard carry. A nice run, and a Shaw Eagle is very slow in getting up. That's Brian Theory. Very slow getting up.
He's been playing on pure guts. Lane Laborde, just a mega play here. Avoids a couple of would-be tacklers, and with an outstanding, just knows for where he has to be. The junior scoots up, makes a big 1st down, and now another opportunity. And had to, just think if Tremisian Davis had fumbled that ball, it'd have been Shaw ball. Now it's a different ball game.
1st and 10 at the 42 of Shaw. Wrap the middle, Britton breaking tackles, glancing to the outside and being nailed at the 36 by Lee Rogers. The attendance has been announced for tonight's ball game. 38,911. You add up last night, 16,440. That's a new classic record, 55,351, breaking the record that was set back in 1994. Great matchup tonight is part of the reason why. 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4. I formation for LeBord. Quick pitch, Davis, short side of the field. He'll pick up 3, 4, and stretches for another yard and may have the first down near the 32. Very close. The clock continuing to run, 7:10 and counting to go in this game, as West Monroe finds itself down by 5 to Shaw.
Good kickoff block right here by Willis Britton, allows him to get inside before he runs into a wall of green. But a nice pickup. 2nd and short. A second call it about, what was that?
They may measure for this. I don't know. They're going to bring out the chains.
Rather.
Hank Tierney hoping that this is not a first down. They're going to bring the chains out. This is the longest decision to bring out chains I've ever seen. They are going to bring them out. They've had some difficulty with the chains tonight in some of the championship games. And they'll measure it. I believe this is going to be a first down. By the nose of a football. Yep. You can call me Eagle Eye. 7:03 to go, 4th quarter. Shaw 19, West Monroe 14, with the Rebels with the ball, 1st and 10 at the Shaw 32-yard line. They just announced the attendance for tonight's ball game, beating the old record in 1994 by 9,000 people.
That's serious, Doug.
LeBord, handoff, nope, the keeper. Last second pitch, Davis got some room. 30, 20, knocked out at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 12-yard carry and a first down. That's some speed out there.
Tremesian Davis, they say he runs 4.6, but he looks a little bit faster than that. 5'11", 150 pounds.
Not much weight before he's got some long legs.
He hits those corners pretty quickly, and good execution there by Lane LeBord allows him, got it into the left hand and eludes the outstretched hands of Gregory Brooks, but Rutledge catches him by the shirt and spins him out of bounds.
Let's see what the beef of the West Monroe line can do here on this 1st and 10 inside Shaw's 20. 5-man defensive front staring at your quarterback, Lane LeBord. Britton, nope, last second pitch. Davis tripped up on the turf as he gets to the 19. Turf snake jumped up and got him. Chris Vaughn finishes him off, but it was the artificial turf here at the Dome that got him more than anything else.
And you see LeBord pitching out, right hand, good flip, good rotation, gets a
nice catch.
And Tremesian Davis just tripped up. He was running behind an escort, B.J. Welsh, and his toe caught the rug, if you will.
Don Schowes looking on as his Rebels find themselves at a 2nd and 9. Again, a 5-man defensive front staring at LeBord. LeBord will keep it near a first down at the 10. He'll be just shy of that first down where they're marking it inside the 11. Theory comes up and makes the tackle. Good to see Brian Theory back in after he had been tripped up earlier.
Brian Theory's playing on sheer guts. He's been banged up in the playoffs, and he just won't take a seat for this kind of contest. 5:25 to go to crown the 5A champion, the state of Louisiana, for 1997.
3rd and inches inside the Shaw 11. LeBord turns around, may have changed the play. LeBord keeps it, first down to the 8. Quick 2-yard dive around the right side, as the board is brought down by Doug King at his defensive tackle position, but it's 1st and goal, West Monroe at the 8. When you got the beef that West Monroe has across the front line at 230, 235, 290, 390, and 275 across that front line, eventually you'll wear other guys down, won't you?
You just lean on them, and you know, if you come out of your stands, you got a good 1.5 yards right there. But
under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Eagles up 19-14, but West Monroe threatening. Ford hands off Britton, right side. Pyle driving his way inside the 5 to the 3.
They ran up a great seal block by Brad Smalling, 6'8", 340 pounds, and two-time All-Stater. He headed for the LSU Tigers, and I tell you what, we mentioned earlier, he may be comparable as he matures to a Tony Vaselli in the NFL.
Nice little game by Britton.
Great run right there, and also another good block by Josh Pate, the right tackle downfield.
Lee Rogers in on the tackle, 2nd and goal from the 3. I formation. LeBord again turning around, maybe calling the play differently. Motion on the line. What a shame. Left guard, left tackle that is, moved a little bit prematurely. And that's a shame because, boy, West Monroe was really moving it downfield.
That's going to change. That's going to alter their approach just a wee bit.
Don Shows, the head football coach of West Monroe, comes out onto the field at the 20 as the Rebels have called a timeout. 4:06 to go in this ball game. Both teams with a timeout apiece, or have they finally taken one away from the Rebels? They have. 19-14, Shaw over West Monroe in this Class 5A state championship game. The scoreboards have now been corrected. Hank Tierney's Shaw Eagles with a 19-14 lead have one timeout left. West Monroe just used their last timeout. The fans in the stands are not seated right now. After the penalty of 5 yards, it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 8. 4:06 to go in the game. LeBord, quick pitch. Davis looking for the wide side. Gets it up near the 5, and that's it. Lee Rogers, one of those over there on the tackle. But coming off the bottom of the stack was Gregory Brooks, who helped up. That'll be a 4th and goal now at the 5. A field goal doesn't help you.
Lee Rogers comes up from his safety position. 3-year Letterman, and really seen it all for the Shaw Eagles. Get a little help there from, that was Gregory Brooks. Defensive effort. Everybody's unselfish and helps the other guy for the Shaw Eagles.
It's a 3rd and goal at the 5, correction. 3rd and goal at the 5. I formation behind LeBord. Last second pitch, Davis got some room, dives down to the 3. It looks like he may have gotten the turf again, maybe. Rutledge down there, Brooks helping out. It'll be 4th and goal. I've got it right this time, outside the 3. Wonder if the turf got him again on that one.
Well, I tell you, and the size advantage goes to the West Monroe Rebels, and they're just leaning on Shaw. They're not. Look at this. It's just that's a pancake if there ever was one.
Yeah.
Look at the right guard. He's just.
Listen to the folks in the stands. 4th and goal at the 3, and the Rebels are going for it. I formation, double tight end set. LeBord hands it off Britton. Touchdown off left side. That comes with 2:37 to go on the 4th quarter clock. The first lead by the West Monroe Rebels.
Big hole opened there by Rodney Reed, and Ben Saunier allows him to get into the end zone untouched, and a big touchdown for Willis Britton. As you mentioned, Doug, first lead for the Rebels. It comes at 2:37, 20-19. Boy, Don Shows breathes a sigh of relief because he had a couple of missed opportunities with fumbles earlier on.
And they're going for 2. 1 won't do you any good. Up 20-19. I formation for LeBord. He'll keep it right side. The 2-point conversion is good. And with 2:37 to go in this ball game, the West Monroe Rebels have opened up a 22-19 lead. And the Rebel fans have their first opportunity to cheer a lead. All because I think it's because of that big offensive line in this last drive, Renee.
Well, it's a standoff right here. There's not a lot of surge right there, even though there's a tremendous size advantage to West Monroe. But
eventually size gets in the way,
Well,
doesn't it?
you know, there was no surge defensively either, and that
Yeah.
drive was 65 yards in 14 plays. A long drive. Duggan, it came at a great time for the Rebels. 7:50 time of possession. Willis Britton into the end zone for the score. 2-point conversion by Lane Laborde was successful. So now, with 2:37 remaining to decide, the 5A champion, 22-19. And here you go, Lane Laborde takes it over the right side. He runs behind Josh Payton, Brad Smalling. That's collectively about 700 pounds, I would think.
Oh, God.
Well, 340 and 275.
600.
Yeah, 6 something. Change. I wonder who she's for.
I have no idea. You know, if you think about it, that's almost 3/4, it's almost 2/3 of this quarter on that one drive. And the kickoff from Eric Briggs. This guy could break it at any time. He doesn't this time, though, as Chiron Carey crosses the 20 to near the 23. The 24 is where they'll mark it, pretty close. And Shaw Eagles, with 2.5 minutes to go on the scoreboard clock, find themselves down for the first time in this 5A state championship game. 22-19 to West Monroe. And the Eagles have 72 yards to go for a touchdown. Joseph, single set back behind him. Back to pass. Pressure's on. Sack. Wow. Mike Tubb, the man on top. Loss on the play, back to the 21. Big Mo has taken a big step over to that side of the field where the West Monroe Rebels are.
Sack number 58 for the West Monroe defense, and Mike Tubb with sack number 8. Boy, what a big play, as Jerry Joseph had nowhere to go, and this 2:18 to go. Would it be out of place to say that this drive is going to determine the winner of the 5A championship? The next, Shaw has to do something with this series.
And Shaw calls their final timeout with 2:18 to go in the game. Hank Tierney talked it over with his troops. It'll be second down and 18 coming up. Shaw at their own 21. Right now, you could just about, the electricity in the air in the Superdome is amazing. Shaw, second down, 18 at their 21. Here comes the blitz again. Joseph back to throw, sets up a screen. That's Carey looking for room. Gets a little bit across the 20 to the 22. He gains 2 on the play, and that's it, up to the 23. Officially a gain of 1 now to the 22 is where they mark it. It'll be a third down and 17. The clock running with 1:55 and counting to go in the game. Shaw, no huddle. 4-man defensive front staring at Joseph. They'll rush 5. Joseph out of the pocket. Picked off. McConaughey inside the 25. That'll seal it.
Adam McConaughey with his 6'5" frame floating around 4.5 speed. He covers a lot of area. This third interception of the season, but none bigger than the one he just grabbed for the Rebels, which may have sealed the state 5A championship for 1997. And well, I'll tell you what, West Monroe came storming back after a major deficit and find themselves in the catbird seat as we speak with 1 minute and 43 seconds to go.
This will be back-to-back state championships for West Monroe if they can hang on here. You never know what could happen in 1:43. Anything could, the way the ball has been bouncing tonight. 7 turnovers, but Laborde under center. I formation, just sneaking it. Up near the 25, that'll be a gain of 2. Let me correct myself, there's 9 turnovers now. 4 turnovers by Shaw, 5 by West Monroe. Now, there's something to think about. Since the inception of the Class 5A in the playoffs, the teams from District 2 up in the Ruston, West Monroe, Monroe area have been in the finals 14 out of the 17 times they've been played. In the Classic now, the Superdome Classic. 14 out of the 17 times.
That speaks in volumes of the type of talent that comes out of that area.
Unbelievable.
So much is said for the New Orleans area, which is true, but West Monroe, up in that area of the state, there's some outstanding.
Ruston,
yeah.
Ouachita, West Monroe, Neville. Those 4 teams right there have done some damage. That's unbelievable.
Not much Shaw can do now except sit and watch, and a lot of sad faces, but Shaw has really laid it out and given it their absolute best shot, and still 53 ticks to go, and West Monroe is just going to try to kneel out these last 2.
53 seconds to go, 2nd down and 13, and Laborde will take a knee. It was West Monroe last year, Neville in 95, they won it then. Ouachita lost it in 94. West Monroe won it in 93. Neville in overtime loses in 92 and 91. That's all 5A. And then when you go back to 90 when it was 4A, Ruston won it. Ouachita won it in 89. Ruston won it in 88. You take a year off in 87. Then Ruston wins in overtime in 86. And then Neville wins it in 84 and 83. And then Ruston beats Neville in 82. Pretty impressive. This district is powerful. And the final delay of game will be called with 6 seconds to go in this contest. Don Shows pacing the sideline in his 8th year as the head coach of the West Monroe Rebels. Came from Northwestern State University in Natchitoches, where he was the offensive line coach. Left there in 87, came to West Monroe in 88, and created a dynasty. 6 seconds to go. This will be the final one. Fumble. The ball's on the turf. Shaw has it, but the clock has run out. Shaw recovered the ball. Hank Tierney's out on the field trying to discuss whether the clock had really run down. And the officials say time has run out. That's the end of this one. Tierney not happy with it, but West Monroe is. Tierney for Don Shows right now to congratulate him, I'm sure, as the 2 teams are meeting at midfield, shaking hands and hugging. The West Monroe Rebels did not lead until the last minute and a half, or say 2.5 minutes of this game. It came at the 2:37 mark when West Monroe took the lead for the first time. A 2-point conversion put them up 22-19, and that's where the score stands at the end of this ball game, as the 2 teams meet at midfield to shake hands and congratulate each other. The Class 5A state championship is history, and this one was everything everybody expected. West Monroe 22, Shaw 19. Let's go down to the field for the trophy presentations.
Would everyone please clear the center of the field for the presentation of awards? Please clear the center of the field for the presentation of awards. Louisiana High School Athletic Association once again thanks State Farm Insurance and its Louisiana State Farm agents for sponsoring all state championship trophies and awards. Representing State Farm agent Rob Cook of West Monroe, State Farm agent Jim Mitchell of Lake Charles, State Farm agent Steve Barrios of Terrytown, State Farm agent Bill Weisenbaker, West Monroe, State Farm agent Wayne LeBlanc of New Orleans, and State Farm agent Tony Bordeley of Metairie. State Farm Agency Field Executive from Lake Charles, Dennis Husers. And now for the presentation of awards. The first award presented by State Farm agent Wayne LeBlanc and Tony Bordeley is the 1997 Class 5A State Runner-Up Trophy goes to Shaw High School. Head coach Hank Tierney, Principal Reverend Steve Durius.
Thank you very much.
The next award, the State Farm Outstanding Player for Archbishop Shaw High School, presented by State Farm agent Steve Barrios, goes to number 1, Derek Joseph. The next award is the 1997 Biden Official Game Ball presented by State Farm Agency Field Director Dennis Husers, goes to West Monroe head coach Don Schauer. The next award, the State Farm Outstanding Player for West Monroe High School, presented by State Farm agent Jim Mitchell, goes to number 8, Transmission Davis. The final award, presented by State Farm agent Robert Cook and Bill Weisenbaker, the 1997 Class 5A State Championship Trophy, West Monroe High School. Head coach Don Schauer, principal Mr. Ernest Reed. Insurance and its Louisiana agents for their continued support of high school athletics in Louisiana. The LHSA would also like to thank Lundy Enterprises and Pizza Hut of New Orleans, the Gatorade Company, Baden, Reebok, Sports Care of Louisiana, First Commerce Corporation, and First NBC of New Orleans. Thank you all for attending the 1997 Gatorade Superdome Classic. Have a safe trip home. Happy holidays and good night.
What a heck of a matchup in the 5A state finals. And in the Gatorade Superdome Classic, West Monroe comes away with a 22-19 victory over the Shaw Eagles. Doug Joubert, Renee Nato, and it was everything everybody said it would be, Renee.
It really was. It was exciting to watch, exciting to be involved in. It was every bit the game it was billed to be. Again, it was two heavyweights slugging out for the right to call themselves the state champion in 1997, and West Monroe walks away with that title. 9
turnovers in the game, but I tell you what, the statistics show how close this contest was in the end.
Total offense, 245 for the Rebels, 229 for the Shaw Eagles, and rushing 147 for West Monroe, 93 for the Archbishop Shaw team, 98 yards passing for West Monroe, and 136 for the Shaw Eagles. And the final touchdown right here, Willis Britton, which puts them ahead. And of course, Lane Laborde with the 2-point successful conversion. Time of possession, 23:48 for the Rebs, 24:02 for Archbishop Shaw.
That's about as close as you can get.
That can't get much closer, and the school is close as well.
West Monroe now 14-0 on the season to get the state championship. Shaw drops to 12-2. If we sounded good today, you can blame this entire Superdome crew. They did a great job, and our statistician Paul Page and spotter Ray Prats. Good job, guys. We appreciate it. The final score once again for the state 5A championship: West Monroe 22, Shaw 19. Good night from the Gatorade Superdome Classic.